The second generation Audi RS6 was built on the C6 chassis designation between 2008 and 2010. Having successfully captured a global market with the C5 generation, Audi returned with an extra 2 cylinders for what was a ludicrous proposition in 2008, a twin-turbocharged V10 engine stuffed into a family wagon and sedan with all-wheel drive. Production began in December 2007 after an official launch 2 months earlier at the Frankfurt Motor Show. European customers could order the vehicle from the date of production, with deliveries being made in 2008, with the rest of the world able to receive orders from 2009, with the notable exception of North America, which did not receive the Audi RS6 on this C6 generation. Total production was for 8,000 units, with 6,500 of those in Avant form. Production then ended in late 2010, but not before 500 units of a Plus edition with large amounts of carbon fibre added, a higher top speed, and the ability to choose custom colours were built. After the C5 Audi RS6, which we have previously created a buyer's guide for that you may want to check out at the end of this video, the new model had a lot to live up to, especially in performance terms. However, beating it in reliability was going to be much easier. It is here the C6 generation surprised many owners, and although, as we'll come on to, these cars aren't without fault, they have gained less of a reputation than the C5 for high-value failures, although that isn't to say that people on the internet won't have reported them. This includes one owner that took his example in for repair, only to be advised by the Audi dealer that the engine required removal, but they were unable to perform the work as they didn't have a specialised technician to do so. An unneeded headache in an already bad situation, although another dealer were able to carry out the work. The 5-litre TFSI engine is the heart of the RS6, producing 571 brake horsepower with an average of 20.2 miles per gallon. Top speed is restricted to 155 miles an hour, and the 0 to 60 miles per hour was recorded at 4.6 seconds, and the top speed limiter was removed when specified as a Plus model to 177 miles per hour. The late Plus Edition model is noted as raising this even further to 188 miles per hour. Those that weren't content with these figures can turn to the tuning company ABT. The firm reduced the 0 to 60 time to 4.3 seconds and increased the horsepower to 690. All while remaining approved by the TÜV, or TÜV, a necessity in Germany if you want to drive your modified vehicle on the road. The tuning firm also claimed to be able to raise the top speed to 200 miles an hour upon customer request. However, it isn't clear how the gearing would manage for extended periods due to Audi not offering more than 188 miles per hour. Away from autobahn speeds, we'll get onto the areas to watch out for across the chassis before moving on to the engine. When shopping around, be cautious of any vehicle displaying a low battery. These can cause further electrical issues and best replaced at first warning. Tailgates can rust around the number plate, and the rear wiper on Avant models can suffer from a washer leak, which will in turn cause the motor to fail. To check the operation of the wiper and the spray. If it appears weak, assume a leak, and that rhyme could probably apply to many of the vehicles we've created buyer's guides for. If the one you're looking at is fitted with a sunroof, then inspect it for leaks, and if possible run some water from a bottle along the drain tubes to check they aren't blocked and the water flows out beneath the car. A stained headlining in the vehicle is a giveaway to block drains. Dirt and grime can build up behind the front arches between the doors and rear of the arch. Inspect the areas and note to clean the area out every now and again if you buy one to avoid creating an area of rust. The C6 chassis on all A6 models is known for having a failed window regulator every now and again. Fortunately, this is a known issue, so a DIY mechanic can resolve it themselves, or a garage can do the job for a competitive price without any RS premium on the part. Finally, tyres wear relatively quickly, so check that the one you're looking at has some good tread left, and be cautious if the tread depths vary a lot front to back. This may be outside of the maximum tolerances of the all-wheel drive system, meaning 4 new tyres are required. Be even more cautious if an owner has put on a single new tyre when the rest are worn just to sell the vehicle. The 5-litre TFSI V10 engine has been around now for nearly 15 years, and in that time they've become relatively well understood. And although a few catastrophic failures have been reported, they are fortunately rare to hear of. Instead, there are 2 common faults that you should be aware of. First is the oil pump seal. This is a very cheap part, but unfortunately a very expensive repair. Most garages will quote engine out, with a water pump replacement at the same time, as they have an age-related failure. Some specialists say they can do the job with the engine in place, saving a good chunk of labour. If you can find one with an invoice for these parts already changed, take it as a positive sign. Sadly, with such a large engine, there's always bound to be a job that is heavily labour intensive for a relatively minor issue. However, as for common faults, that is it. After nearly 15 years, the V10 has proven itself a relatively reliable unit. We should note we came across stories of engine failures and gearbox failures in our research. These didn't appear to be common or have a common issue relating them. However, if you know of any other common issues, please put a comment below to help others. We would usually give our pick for the RS6, however with only the Plus and Plus Edition options available, and the RS6 so capable as standard, we instead thought it better to mention a few options to look out for. These include keyless entry, adaptive cruise control, and although carbon ceramic brakes will be expensive should they need replacing, their longevity and unparalleled stopping performance make them worth considering. A reminder that we have both a podcast and a website that we hope you'll check out to get more from the miles driven. And if you've liked the video, consider subscribing for more content. Oh, and the like button doesn't bite, so why not give that a quick tap? And until next time, take good care and happy car shopping.